If you really want to build a great team, it's going to be important that you emotionally connect with your candidates. Let's talk about that. What's up, gang? Randy Gage here, back with another episode. I've got the camera on for you guys who want to watch on YouTube. And let's talk about connecting with your candidates. We know what your objective is, right? You want to build a large team. Couple of things come into play there. One is that you're recruiting an all-volunteer army, and you've got to make a compelling invitation, not a sales pitch. You gotta, as you hear me say frequently, you have to open people, not close them. A big part of this is going to be done with storytelling. We have to create an emotional connection between the candidate and your team's mission or your company's mission. And this needs to relate to the candidate. And you have to be mindful of that. And you have to look at all the facets of your presentation. Because what has to happen is there has to be a theme line, a through line that goes through the entire presentation. This anchored theme, the thing that the candidate needs to know about who you are, what the company is about, what kind of people you are, what it's going to mean to partner with you. That has to all come through. It has to resonate with them. It has to relate to them, and it has to be done with an emotional connection. You're not going to do it with statistics. You're not going to do it with breaking down your compensation plan for 90 minutes into all the minutia of that. You're going to do it through storytelling. People relate to stories. This is why testimonials are so important. This is how social proof comes into the equation. So you want this through line, which goes through the entire candidate pathway. All of the tools that are in that sequence and all of the presentations that are in that sequence. So what I want to do this week is share with you 3 compelling talking points that I think need to be built into your candidate pathway. I would say 2 of them could get some pushback. 2 of them, you might feel I'm busting you and getting in your face because you're doing exactly the thing I think you shouldn't be doing. And some of you are going to have issues because this has come from the sponsorship line or the company. And I'm just going to say, hey, I'm just here to speak my truth as I best know it. As you guys know, I'm in the field. I'm making invitations. I'm getting people to presentations. I'm following up after those presentations. And I'm always learning from that. I'm always processing that and see what's really working in the marketplace and what isn't. And what used to work 5 years ago isn't working today. Certainly not what worked 20 years ago, which is a lot of the stuff still happening in our space and a lot of the training being provided in our space. So 3 particular elements of the presentation that I think you should look at. Number 1, I'm going to call is leverage versus the comp plan. What the sexiest thing you have to offer is leverage. The ability to escape trading hours for money for, time for money. That's the most important element of the business part of the business. And showing your different levels of matching bonuses and all of that minutia of the comp plan, it's just not going to do great for you. I would tell you for my own presentations, for the candidates on the companies I'm working with, I'm pretty much moving away from all presentations that explain everything about the compensation plan. Every company has a legal document. It's a document you need to submit to the governments where you're operating, and you need to submit it to the computer programmers who are in charge of making sure everybody gets paid every pay period. It shows the legal, technical, logical, rational, mathematical equation of how the compensation plan works. So when you have 4 personally sponsored people and they're each active at least 75 PV, and you have a group volume of $2,000, that qualifies you for X rank, which qualifies you for bonuses A, B, and C. That document exists. Every company has one. Every company has to have one. But every company doesn't have to try to explain that to a candidate, because you're going to put them in a coma. I promise you, they don't understand how that works. I joined way, 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 way back in the day. And I joined because a guy named Jim got out a legal pad and a pen, and he drew a circle, and he wrote U in the circle, and then 5 and 25 and 125. And you know how that goes. That demonstrates leverage. I didn't know any of the specific legal details or qualifying about that compensation plan in order for me to join on the spot, buy a distributor kit, place an activation order. I did it on the spot. And I think people today still do that, and they do it. It's more likely they will do that if you're just showing how leverage works and not getting into the specifics of your compensation plan. Talking point number 2, getting out of debt versus millionaires being created, Lambos and Ferraris and Bentley Continental GTs and stacks of cash and videos with guys flashing $100 bills. Guys, okay, that worked in the 80s. You could say it worked maybe in 2005 too. I don't know. I just know that at least 10 years ago, I just said, you know what? I'm never going to talk about my income anymore in presentations. I did it because, 1, I want my privacy. I felt it was better for security and safety. 2, the regulators throw up all over it these days. And 3, my income was so high that I felt like I wasn't relatable to the people, many of the people that I was talking to. And then that filters its way through my team and my presentations, the standardized presentation. And I still say to this day, the day I felt the richest was the day I paid off my last debt and I was debt free. Even though I'm much wealthier today than I was on that particular day, I never felt more rich than on that day. And I just feel this is a message that's appropriate to our profession and appropriate to the time, that the culture we create, that we want to set in the team and we want to talk to candidates about is, hey, we want you to get out of debt. We want to create an income generating machine that allows you to become debt free. We want to pay off all your credit card bills, not have a car payment, not even have a mortgage payment. And that message resonates. And it even resonates with people who are debt free, because they appreciate it. They know how important it is. And they know that 99% of the world is not there yet. So they know they have an incredible opportunity to do a business that can be with a message that's very successful. And this will lead us exactly into the third point I'm going to suggest, which is social entrepreneurship. This is another one of these phrases that I'm working my best to make it iconic to our profession. That we get people talking about, because I think that's when our business is at its finest, its highest level. When we're doing business in a way that supports the greater good. We become wealthy by doing good. We become wealthy by protecting the planet, protecting the environment, empowering people through your product or service line, empowering people through your business opportunity, empowering people if you have some kind of foundation or nonprofit that your company and you support in partnership. That's what being a social entrepreneur is all about. And people want to join movements and causes and do work that's bigger than themselves. So you don't ever hear me talk about creating millionaires anymore. You hear me talk about, hey, we're looking for social entrepreneurs. All right, for you guys on YouTube, let me know what you think. Please get down in the channel and share your comments. And podcasts everywhere else, please like, rate the thing, and share with your team, and subscribe, and go out. Have an amazing week. I'll talk to you guys next episode. Peace.